YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK and we are back with another video. Hopefully you guys are doing good. I definitely am. For all of my brethren and my sisters that might be out there, you like the TV content, we got some more stuff that's going to be starting back next week. If you've seen my previous video, it was about a lawnmower purchase, not my regular type of content, but interesting stuff nonetheless. What I am working on right now is a computer, very interesting computer. You may be brought here by the Taito, maybe not, but we have what's called the Taito Type X platform, and I've got two in front of me. So first, let me just start by giving a shout out to my good friend Sheldon. He has the unit that's right here. This is a Type X 3 model. Okay, what I have, let me start with this. He loaned this to me. Great opportunity. This thing is literally a computer. This is really exciting stuff because this does so much to bridge the gap on the type of content that I shoot, because I'm into displays, I'm into computing. I'm talking about at an enthusiastic level. I am not your average, play around on the side computer guy. I am the guy. So yeah, he loaned me this, and after playing around with it, I said, man, I have got to get me one of these units. Now I have to figure out how to take this thing apart because I want to get into the guts of this. So this is arcade hardware, literally in the PC form factor, which is completely mind-blowing to me. I never knew that there were arcade cabinets or systems that ran on total PC hardware. Now, listen, I understand that every console of some kind has a processor and a graphical processor, a central processor and a graphical processor, and that there's RAM, there's storage, right? Just general makeup basics. I get it, right? But they're always customized in some type of proprietary way, which these are too, down to the controls. But I digress. These are actual PC units down to the actual parts. I have built computers using some of the parts, the very parts that are into these systems. And that is what is so freaking impressive to me. So what type of games does this play? Well, that's the beauty of it. Testing his system, he has something called a multi-drive. What the multi-drive does is when it's set up, when you turn this unit on, it doesn't come on like a traditional computer. It turns straight on to a front end. As a matter of fact, I've made a video with a front end. I'll go ahead and card that in. You can take a look at that. But this turns on with a front end that just gives you a multitude of games. Like, no pun intended with it being multi, but it gives you a multitude of titles. We're talking about Sega Naomi system, which you can't see on camera, but I have my Naomi board over to the right. I've got some equipment coming for that, but that's going to be different content. Sega Naomi, CPS 3, CPS 2, CPS 1. These are Capcom Play systems, arcade consoles, if you will. Taito X1 games, 2 games, 3 games, right? You can run 4 games on here too. I've found that 4 games like Street Fighter 5 to be specific don't run so well on the hardware, which led me to buy my own because I do appreciate having a great relationship with Sheldon. He's, offered me many of things to where I can just experience them. Just told me, hey man, hold on to it as long as you need, make your content, have fun. That was all fine and dandy, but I was so infused with this thing. I felt like I needed to have it. I needed to own this. So I went and bought my own. I got the X4. Hardware on mine is going to be a little bit more beefed up than what he has on his because this can definitively play Street Fighter 5 with no hiccups or anything like that. So let me get this thing open and I'll give you guys a closer look as to the differences with these pieces of hardware. We'll be right back. All right, so first time looking into this thing, you've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, a total of 9 Phillips screws that are into this unit. They come off the top, they come off the sides, comes off the rear, one in the rear, one on each side, 6 on the top. So 9 total. That makes it where you can lift this thing up. I'm gonna get the camera in position so we can get a clean look inside, but I'm gonna also take the top off of Sheldon's also. All right, so we're gonna pause on that idea. I'm not gonna open his up because I don't really need to. The screw configuration is a little bit different on his, which is to the right versus mine to the left. His has a more like matte-like finish. Texture just feels different. Mine's more shiny. It looks dusty, but I've cleaned this thing like 4 times. So let's just talk about the specs while I have this shot going on right now. So the X3, there's an X1, an X2, an X3, and X4. The X3 features an Intel i5 processor, 2nd generation. To be specific, it is 2400. It features 8 gigs of RAM. His system looks like it might have been upgraded. Some changes were done, possibly. I'm not sure, because the sticker says 2 4 gig sticks. However, there are 4 2 gig sticks there. So 8 gigs of RAM, 2, 4, 6, 8. It is DDR3. I don't know the frequency, nor do I have the desire to open his system up to confirm it. It does feature a graphics card. Again, full gaming PC. So when I say computer, it's a gaming PC to a degree. Features an NVIDIA GTX 660 graphics card. My unit, the X4, features an NVIDIA GTX 960 graphics card. It features 8 gigs of RAM. That's going to be 2 4 gig sticks. Okay. Intel i5 4590 is the processor. So 4th gen technology versus a 2nd gen technology. Again, this thing can run Street Fighter 5. That is really what has me impressed. Now, I have done some research, and I do own a Intel i7 4790 processor. I've seen that I can put it in here. I do have some RAM too. I do have some RAM in the form of 16 gigs capacity. The research that I did said that if you make any upgrades, it just has to be parallel to whatever was stocked with the system. Do I need to upgrade it? No, I don't think so. But, you know, we will be taking a look at doing so in some point. I also do have a GTX 1070 and a 1080 lying around. So, you know, I could really beef this thing up. But out of the box, plays up to Street Fighter 5, which I am impressed. All right, my first time looking into this. I'm gonna just pan this slowly. PSU that's in here looks to be proprietary, but quite possibly enough room, I don't know, for me to be able to get a standard PSU in there. There looks to be enough room in there. In fact, let me check that. I happen to have a 600 watt EVGA lying around here, and it does look like it'll be able to fit in there, because the immediate contradiction, if you will, comes by way of me not being able to plug in a stronger GPU. This is a 6-pin here. The 1070, 1080, they take an 8-pin. There does not look to be any cords not used. That's a 6-pin. So this is specific to the system. There's a 4-pin CPU. Typically your CPUs are going to be 8-pin, as you can kind of see here. So it utilizes one of those, right? Theory is that, hey, I should be able to just plug that in. I mean, this is just if I wanted to do this processor. I'm sorry, this power supply. There are no vent holes So again, this is proprietary. Ventilation is the rear, whereas as you see, your traditional PSU is going to be, depending on how you have it positioned, you'll have top or bottom. There's no openings here or on the other side of the chassis. But this thing looks clean. So you can only do, there's only 2 drum slots. So again, the research that I've done says that if you do an i7, it just has to run parallel. So it'd be 2 8 gig sticks, whereas to the X3, which is this unit, has 4 slots there. I mean, his says 2 4 gig sticks, but there are 4 sticks of RAM in there. So there's 4 2 gig sticks of RAM in there. But this looks cool, man. Cooler master, cooler for that i5. At minimum, I probably can take that off, reapply some more thermal paste. And then this is a legitimate Founders Edition card. It's a 960. I've never owned a 960. I've owned a couple 970s. I've owned some 780 Ti's, but I've never owned a 960. So it's nice that I have one of those in my collection. I would really, really like to get a 1070 at minimum in here. And also my i7. It's just the guy in me, right, that just wants to do that. But this is pretty unique. Everything is managed really nice. So there's no zip ties here. They've got like these rebendable cable management options there. The motherboard does have a couple of different options for SATA port connectivity. So it looks to be 5. The hard drive, this system is designed so that the hard drive is just up on the top. So his unit has what's called a multi-drive. This actually has like whatever game this is. So I think these things shipped with these Toshiba 320 gigabyte mechanical drives. There is no M.2 connectivity on here. M.2 did exist 4th generation because my 4790K build, I had 2 4790K i7 builds and they both had M.2. Wasn't NVMe, but it was M.2. So you had that ability to use that. I thought that would have been pretty cool. I was hopeful for that, but you know, it's all good. It's older tech, but it's pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think so far. But yeah, this thing is a full PC. This is really unique stuff. New to me, being that this is an arcade setup. All right, let me get you guys a sneak peek at the cabinet. You will get a full video on this. Make sure you are subscribed and hitting the notification bell. I got this thing dropped off a couple of weeks ago. This is a Vulix clone, which now makes my second, not of this exact kind, but this extension cabinet. This company unfortunately doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, this is a Vulix clone also. This is designed more so for you to be able to kind of have your own hardware and such. And so I've got the BenQ monitor there. I'll card that in. I did a review, of unboxing quick initial, and this monitor is beautiful. This is my preferred monitor for PS5, for Xbox Series X. You guys are playing fighting games. If you want very, very nice colors and things, this is a great monitor, but you will be getting some content on this. So this is called a Chulix. It's essentially a knockoff. These cabinets are not easy to get, be it these or the official Vulix. You will have to get them imported. You know, just, hey, make good connections. Before it's all said and done, I will have at least 2 of these, and I will have a couple of Vulix cabinets too. You know, I believe in just stacking, saving your money, being patient, and when it's time for you to get what you need to get, you will get it. But you guys will get a full video of this. We'll talk about what's possible, what we're going to be doing to it, and so forth. I got a lot of things I'm learning with this hobby. So let me show you what this system actually looks like when you have it turned on though. All right, so we're going to use my extension cabinet to kind of test this thing out, right? We've got that 32-inch BenQ monitor. Excuse the glare from the light above me. I've got a couple of pairs of Logitech speakers, or 1 pair of Logitech speakers there. That monitor is really cool, like I said, because it does have a remote. My plan is for this monitor to actually go into that cabinet. So this monitor was purchased like with this cabinet in mind. So just so you know, if you've seen the content, like, you guys don't know, it's so meticulously done. It's ridiculous. But this is the setup, right? Obviously the door's closed. Got my Lynx's Velop router down there, a couple of PlayStation controllers, the subwoofers there. For the sake of the video, you can see this PC is on carpet. So we're gonna plug this up. One of the things I don't like about the unit that showed and has the X3, or this one at least, is you have no way to just turn it on. There's no switch off and on. So if my upgrade of a power supply unit works for my X4, I'll see if this power supply unit that I had in the 4 that's factory works into his. I think it would be a welcomed upgrade, just being able to turn the thing on and off, like with the switch, right? But what we're gonna do is we've got AC power cable running from the back of this. I'm gonna plug it up, and then I'll take the HDMI from the PlayStation 5 console and I'll plug it directly into the graphics card of the 660 GTX 660 that's into this Type 3 unit. So we'll do that so I can show you what this front end looks like. I also need to get a controller just so I can navigate, because I have crazy zip ties down there for this Vuelix stick to be used only for this PlayStation. I don't have a way to unplug that to get this plugged to this. So let me show you what's going on.
Right, it's a little bit of light glare, right? But I turned the ceiling light off so that I could try to get you guys a better perspective. Let's plug this unit up.
Fires right up. It's pretty noisy too, the 3. The 4 allegedly has more silent fans. We shall see. But once we get this thing turned on, this is what you get. And it tells you, hey, don't pay for this. All right, so we're powered on. I'm actually I have this system connected using my PXN arcade stick. Did a review of this thing a few years ago. So again, as I said, this is an arcade system. Now, obviously, if you're an arcade, you turn this thing on, you have a game, and that game is great. The reason I wanted to show you this was because this is a multi front end, right? That is designed to run Taito Type X 1, 2, 3, and 4 systems, as well as other platforms like Ring, Neo Geo, Naomi, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 stuff, Capcom versus SNK 2, right? Some Laserdisc content, right? It's all running on SSD, so loads up pretty fast. So looks attractive. Lots of great stuff, man. Lots of great stuff. Tekken 7. It's all arcade content, so it's got the ES3 system there. CPS 3. CPS 2. So an assortment of those titles. CPS 1. Cave. Thomas Wave. And I think that's the bulk of it. We go all the way to the other end. We got some beat 'em ups. Kind of got different titles categorized. Some driving, some fighting, right? Some like Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 1, some KI, gun games. And the cool thing is, like, it tells you what kind of controller you need to use, be it like a mouse or an Xbox controller or a stick. some platform games, some Shinobi, shoot 'em ups, sports, right? A lot of midway type of games, WrestleMania, WrestleFest, Hang Time, Jam. Yep, and then some utilities there for you to be able to, because it is a computer at the end of the day, right? Yeah, but really cool concept. What you can expect going forward from me in the next video is probably going to be a hardware breakdown where I'm going to actually get mine situated. Now, again, this is running on the 3 system. There's an update to this platform that you're seeing right now that adds something called FightK. Now, what FightK will do is it'll make it so that you can play a lot of these classical games and you can play them versus and with other people. That is why I want this. And I know I could get that with a PC, but listen, I want real hardware into my Chulix arcade cabinet. So you're gonna see in the next video me attempting to modify the hardware, right? Because the hardware that I have in the 4 is stronger than what you see here on the 3. This is definitely great. But I am going to try to see if I can add the 1070 and a new power supply unit. At minimum, re-thermal paste the processor. And if I can add the i7 in it, I'll do that too, as well as the RAM, because I got all the equipment around for that. So why not beef it up? Like, I'm literally doing nothing with that equipment. So I figure, hey, I'm going to utilize it, right? So, and then going forward, there will be content around this. I had a hard time finding what I needed. I had to go to a lot of different places to get straight answers. And so all of the things that have frustrated me to this point, I'm going to try to make more modern content about this stuff. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, man. You know, this is kind of a niche product and this isn't for everybody, but it's definitely my thing. So thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Leave a thumb up if you liked it. If you got some constructive criticism, some opinions, or, you know, something to add, let me know. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. God bless. Max love.